for their visit to Japan. 6 years ago, in August, I had the pleasure of visiting Varanasi by the river the Ganga, which is the largest sacred land of Hinduism and also the sacred land of Buddhism. I was in awe of the Indian history of time immemorial. When I think back, the two countries have started its relationship back in the 6th century when Buddhism was introduced into Japan. We have had long-term relationship crossing the sea, and culturally and spiritually we were able to influence each other. And such positive influence-based relationship have not changed at all today. India now has the world's largest population and has a dramatic economic growth. And India is bringing transformation to the whole world through innovations. Japan can also boast of advanced technology leading the world's growth. When we think about Japan and India relations going forward, we need to take advantage of each other's strengths to bring solutions to our challenges and to help each other, or to think about possible solutions for the next generation's challenges where no answer is seen today, to bring wisdom together, to co-create solutions. And that, I believe, would be the benefit for both of our countries in having complementary and mutual relationship. Now, Japan and India shares the fundamental values, and in the Indo-Pacific region, we need to maintain free and open international order based on rule of law. We share the responsibility to strengthen such an international order. As we see increasing opaqueness in the international circumstances, Japan and India need to bring on strengths together for peace and stability of the region. Prime Minister Modi visited Japan as Prime Minister back in September of 2014 for the first time. And the two countries agreed to have special strategic and global partnership. In the past 10 years, we have been able to see advancement in broad-based areas. At our meeting today, based upon such accumulation, we were able to have exchange of views on how to advance our relationship forward in the coming 10 years. Now, first of all, cooperation in security arena. In order to secure peace and stability for the Indo-Pacific, we need to deepen cooperation between the defense authorities between the two countries. 23 years ago, back in 2003, I visited India, the first time for Director General of the Japanese Defense Agency had to visit India. Compared to then, Japan and India security cooperation have deepened dramatically, and we are seeing advancement of the possible transfer to be realized to the Indian Navy on Unicorn, United Combined Radio Antenna. In order to support such a cooperation, we have adopted the Japan-India Security Cooperation, the declaration. And there are shared issues of economic security. And we will start the economic security initiative to strengthen the partnership to bring resilience for the critical commodity supply chain. Second, to promote investment and innovation. India has a vast market with great potential. In order to bring in the vitality of India, that would grow the Japanese economy. For Japan's investment and technology transfer to be proceeded with, that would be conducive for the Make in India, Make for the World by Prime Minister Modi. And I believe there will be further the values to be brought about with the semiconductor and artificial intelligence, Japan-India Digital Partnership 2.0, as well as Japan-India AI Cooperation Initiative Giant will be launched, and Japanese startup businesses and the Indian business too would be further developed. And we will also promote space cooperation. We will also together address the conducive climate for businesses to be achieved. And we have set forth the target of 10 trillion investment in order to support the private sector investment from Japan to India. High-speed rail is a flagship project between the two countries, and we have agreed to further promote cooperation. And we will launch a next-generation mobility partnership with the aim to further expand our cooperation for the next-generation energy as well as disaster risk reduction and digital area. Thirdly, compared to the close relationship between two countries, there is still a lot of space to grow for traffic and exchange of the people. Of course, the Indian STEM talents are highly competent, but the Indian students coming to Japan to study are less than 2,000. We need more high-skilled talents from India for the growth of Japanese economy and for the revitalization of the local communities. Japan-India Institute of Manufacturing by Suzuki and India should be further promoted to have craftsmen being trained, and which would further support the growth in India. And we will have the action plan to have better flow and training of the mutually complementary talents on both directions. In 2027, we'll be celebrating the 75th anniversary for our diplomatic relationship. In autumn, we will have Japan the month, and we will further address the strengthening of relationship. And we have adapted the Japan-India joint vision. We will have the further discussion at the working dinner following this. Thank you. Prime Minister Modi, please.
Excellency, प्रधानमंत्री इशिबा, दोनों देशों के डेलीगेट्स, मीडिया के मित्रों,
Your Excellency, Prime Minister Ishiba, delegates of both countries, friends from the media, namaste, konbanwa. First of all, I would like
उनके आत्मीयता भरे शब्दों और गर्मजोशी भरे स्वागत के लिए हार्दिक आभार व्यक्त करता हूं। आज हमारी चर्चा प्रोडक्टिव भी थी और पर्पसफुल भी थी। हम दोनों एकमत है कि विश्व की दो बड़ी अर्थव्यवस्थाओं और जीवंत लोकतंत्रों के रूप में हमारी साझेदारी केवल दोनों देशों के लिए ही नहीं बल्कि वैश्विक शांति और स्थिरता के लिए भी अत्यंत महत्वपूर्ण है। स्ट्रांग डेमोक्रेसीज आर नेचुरल पार्टनर्स इन शेपिंग अ बेटर वर्ल्ड। फ्रेंड्स, आज हमने अपनी स्पेशल स्ट्रेटेजिक एंड ग्लोबल पार्टनरशिप में एक नए और सुनहरे अध्याय की मजबूत नींव रखी है। हमने अगले दशक के लिए एक रोड मैप बनाया है। हमारे विजन के केंद्र में इन्वेस्टमेंट, इनोवेशन, इकोनॉमिक सिक्योरिटी, एनवायरनमेंट, टेक्नोलॉजी, हेल्थ, मोबिलिटी, पीपल टू पीपल एक्सचेंजेस एंड स्टेट प्रीफेक्चर पार्टनरशिप, ये प्रमुख बातें हैं। हमने अगले 10 वर्षों में जापान से भारत में 10 ट्रिलियन येन निवेश का लक्ष्य निर्धारित किया है। भारत और जापान के स्मॉल एंड मीडियम एंटरप्राइजेस और स्टार्टअप्स को जोड़ने पर विशेष बल दिया जाएगा। भारत और जापान बिजनेस फोरम में भी मैंने जापानी कंपनियों को कहा, मेक इन इंडिया, मेक फॉर द वर्ल्ड। फ्रेंड्स, हमारा जॉइंट क्रेडिट मैकेनिज्म ऊर्जा के लिए एक बड़ी जीत है। It shows that our green partnership is as strong as our economic partnership. इसी दिशा में हम सस्टेनेबल फ्यूल्स इनिशिएटिव्स और बैटरी सप्लाई चेन पार्टनरशिप भी शुरू कर रहे हैं। हम इकोनॉमिक सिक्योरिटी कोऑपरेशन इनिशिएटिव लॉन्च कर रहे हैं। इसके तहत क्रिटिकल और स्ट्रेटेजिक क्षेत्रों में एक व्यापक अप्रोच के साथ आगे बढ़ा जाएगा। हाई टेक्नोलॉजी के क्षेत्र में सहयोग हम दोनों की प्राथमिकता है। इस संदर्भ में डिजिटल पार्टनरशिप 2.0 और एआई कोऑपरेशन इनिशिएटिव लिया जा रहा है। सेमीकंडक्टर्स और रेयर अर्थ मिनरल्स हमारे एजेंडे में सबसे ऊपर रहेंगे। फ्रेंड्स, हम मानते हैं कि जापानी टेक्नोलॉजी एंड इंडियन टैलेंट आर अ विनिंग कॉम्बिनेशन। जहां हम हाई स्पीड रेल पर काम कर रहे हैं, वहीं नेक्स्ट जनरेशन मोबिलिटी पार्टनरशिप के अंतर्गत पोर्ट्स, एविएशन और शिप बिल्डिंग जैसे क्षेत्रों में भी तेजी से प्रगति करेंगे। चंद्रयान 5 मिशन में सहयोग के लिए इसरो और जाक्सा में बनी सहमति का हम स्वागत करते हैं। हमारी सक्रिय भागीदारी पृथ्वी की सीमाओं को पार कर अंतरिक्ष में भी मानवता की प्रगति का प्रतीक बनेगी। फ्रेंड्स, ह्यूमन रिसोर्स एक्सचेंज, इसके एक्शन प्लान के तहत अगले 5 वर्षों में अलग अलग क्षेत्रों में दोनों तरफ से 5 लाख लोगों के आदान प्रदान को प्रोत्साहन दिया जाएगा। इसमें 50,000 स्किल्ड भारतीय जापान के अर्थव्यवस्था में सक्रिय योगदान देंगे। भारत और जापान की भागीदारी दिल्ली और टोक्यो तक ही सीमित नहीं रहेगी। अब भारतीय स्टेट्स और जापानी प्रीफेक्चर्स इसके बीच संस्थागत सहयोग के माध्यम से जुड़ाव और गहरा होगा। इससे ट्रेड, टूरिज्म, एजुकेशन एंड कल्चरल एक्सचेंजेस के नए द्वार खुलेंगे। फ्रेंड्स, भारत और जापान एक फ्री, ओपन, पीसफुल, प्रॉस्परस एंड रूल्स बेस्ड इंडो पैसिफिक के प्रति पूरी तरह से प्रतिबद्ध है। आतंकवाद और साइबर सिक्योरिटी को लेकर हमारी चिंताएं समान है। डिफेंस और मैरीटाइम सिक्योरिटी से हमारे साझे हित जुड़े हुए हैं। हमने निर्णय किया है कि डिफेंस इंडस्ट्री और इनोवेशन के क्षेत्र में आपसी सहयोग को और सशक्त किया जाएगा। फ्रेंड्स, India and Japan partnership is rooted in mutual trust, reflects our national priorities, and is shaped by our shared values and beliefs. Together, we carry a common dream of peace, progress, and prosperity of our peoples and for the world. एक्सेलेंसी, आपकी मित्रता के लिए मैं पुनः हार्दिक आभार व्यक्त करता हूं और अगली एनुअल समिट के लिए आपको भारत यात्रा का सादर आमंत्रण देता हूं। अरिगातो गोजाइमासु। धन्यवाद।
モディ首相、石破総理ありがとうございました。
Minister Ishiba. This ends the Japan-India joint press announcements. Thank you very much for joining us. The members of the press, please stay there. Please wait until the two leaders leave the hall.
And that was the joint address that was delivered by Prime Minister Narendra Modi and his Japanese counterpart, Prime Minister Ishiba, as the two nations went on to sign important MOUs focusing on cooperation in defense, security, trade, economy, technology and innovation. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who addressed the media along with his Japanese counterpart, in a very significant moment in the ongoing relationship between the two nations. Let's get all the important takeaways from my colleague Pranay, who joins us on the broadcast. Over to you, Pranay.
You have seen, Suyesha, that this visit of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, how it has taken forward India-Japan, strategic partnership to another level. You have heard that new areas and avenues are being explored by both these countries, and many important MOUs have been signed between India and Japan. And to list, some of the important takeaways of Prime Minister Ishiba and Prime Minister Narendra Modi's speech and address to media after their delegation-level talks. So, AI will be the new area of cooperation between India and Japan. India and Japan are going to launch the new partnership, and new initiative on new age mobility, which will have not only in terms of automobile, but also in terms of ships, shipbuilding and aircraft making and the other avenues of mobility. So both the countries will be, bringing their energies, their talent and their initiatives together. There is a convergence of interest. Prime Minister Narendra Modi appreciated the fact that India and Japan has convergence of interest, convergence of approach as far as the Asian outlook is concerned, as far as the global outreach is concerned. And that's why Prime Minister Ishiba and Prime Minister Narendra Modi both agreed that India and Japan partnership should not be restricted to both these countries, but also to be taken forward to other countries as well, because both these countries, Japanese technology and India's talent, can actually bring a lot of global good. And that's why India and Japan should come forward. India and Japan should cooperate. The partnership between India and Japan is, if you see the expanse, if you see the spectrum of India-Japan partnership, one can clearly make out through the list of MOU signed today and through the statement of both Prime Minister Ishiba and Prime Minister Modi that from the maritime domain, from the deep sea to the outer space, this partnership has all the elements, all the possible avenues are being explored here. As far as India-Japan partnership is concerned, Prime Minister Ishiba and Prime Minister Narendra Modi have agreed that in next few years, Japan is going to invest 10 trillion yen, around $68 billion in Indian economy. And also Make in India, Prime Minister Narendra Modi extended once again the invitation to Japanese companies to invest in India, to support the India's initiative of Make in India and Make for World. So India is going to become the global hub. And this is also a very strong and subtle message, Suyesha, here to those who are trying to term India as a dead economy, because the confidence expressed by Japan in India's initiative, India's economic growth trajectory. This is also a big message, because both India and Japan are the two powerhouses of Asia's growth story, Asia's growth trajectory. Both these countries have a lot of convergence as far as the maritime domain is concerned, the security outlook is concerned. Defense has emerged as a very important area of India-Japan cooperation, as we also have been discussing, Suyash, in our previous lives, that how Prime Minister Ishiba, who headed the Defense Cooperation Agency of Japan, is now heading the government in Japan, and both the countries have agreed that for the next level of defense cooperation, both these countries should come together, invest in innovation, invest in technology, in joint research and joint production. So these are the important areas, important takeaway, and both countries have agreed that the vision, a roadmap for the next decade for India-Japan, partnership need to be unfolded, need to be taken forward, and that's why both the countries, both the leaders have decided to take forward the India-Japan partnership to various other new and emerging technology areas like AI. Digital Partnership 2.0 has been agreed and launched through this, after this meeting. Besides that, India is likely to host the AI Summit in 2026, and Japan has extended full support for India's AI initiative and also expressed their willingness, their interest to partner in India's AI initiatives.
Oh yes, certainly indicates that this has been a very fruitful visit. Pranay, I request you to stay on with us. We'll listen into some of the excerpts of Prime Minister Modi's address during that news briefing.
विश्व की तीसरी सबसे बड़ी इकोनॉमी बनने जा रहा है। वैश्विक ग्रोथ में भारत 18% योगदान दे रहा है। भारत की कैपिटल मार्केट्स में अच्छे रिटर्न्स मिल रहे हैं। एक मजबूत बैंकिंग सेक्टर भी है। लो इन्फ्लेशन और लो इंटरेस्ट रेट्स, करीब $700 बिलियन के फॉरेक्स रिजर्व है। साथियों, इस बदलाव के पीछे हमारी रिफॉर्म, परफॉर्म और ट्रांसफॉर्म की अप्रोच है। आज हमने अपने स्पेशल स्ट्रेटेजिक एंड ग्लोबल पार्टनरशिप में एक नए और सुनहरे अध्याय की मजबूत नींव रखी है। हमने अगले दशक के लिए एक रोड मैप बनाया है। हमारे विजन के केंद्र में इन्वेस्टमेंट, इनोवेशन, इकोनॉमिक सिक्योरिटी, एनवायरमेंट, टेक्नोलॉजी, हेल्थ, मोबिलिटी, पीपल टू पीपल एक्सचेंजेस एंड स्टेट प्रीफेक्चर पार्टनरशिप, ये प्रमुख बातें हैं। मैं प्रधानमंत्री इशिबा का उनके आत्मीयता भरे शब्दों और गर्मजोशी भरे स्वागत के लिए हार्दिक आभार व्यक्त करता हूं। आज हमारी चर्चा प्रोडक्टिव भी थी और पर्पजफुल भी थी। हम दोनों एकमत है कि विश्व की दो बड़ी अर्थव्यवस्थाओं और जीवंत लोकतंत्रों के रूप में हमारी साझेदारी केवल दोनों देशों के लिए ही नहीं, बल्कि वैश्विक शांति और स्थिरता के लिए भी अत्यंत महत्वपूर्ण है। हमने अगले 10 वर्षों में जापान से भारत में 10 ट्रिलियन येन निवेश का लक्ष्य निर्धारित किया है। भारत और जापान के स्मॉल एंड मीडियम एंटरप्राइजेस और स्टार्टअप्स को जोड़ने पर विशेष बल दिया जाए।
As Trump's tariff tyranny increases, Prime Minister Modi and India seem to be garnering support from BRICS and Asian countries. Prime Minister Modi is on this two-nation visit for the next days, where the first stop, of course, has been at Tokyo. Next is Tianjin in China for the SCO summit, where Prime Minister Modi will be meeting President Xi Jinping for bilateral talks, and then Russian President Vladimir Putin as well. Getting you all the details in this report.
Prime Minister